95% of all Bitcoin trading was once fake. Crypto's loudest critic just said that on one of the biggest podcasts in the world. And he's right. Ben McKenzie, an actor and author, called crypto a casino built on crime, hype, and lies. Here's the uncomfortable part for Bitcoiners. He's mostly right. He made the best case against crypto you'll hear all year, and almost none of it lands on Bitcoin. This is the Weekly Rebuttal, where we take someone's strongest argument, build the best version of their case, and then check it against the facts. So first, who is he? Ben McKenzie, actor, economics degree, author of the book Easy Money and the documentary Everyone is Lying to You for Money. He testified to the U.S. Senate. He is not a clown, and he did his homework, so we won't strawman him. We'll do the opposite. Give him his strongest case, concede what's true, then show you the one thing he keeps blurring. So let's make his case for him. Most of what McKenzie attacks is real. He says crypto is Vegas without the drinks, the dinner or the show, an unlicensed, unregulated casino. On the exchanges and the leverage, he's correct. FTX shipped customer money offshore and blew up. Celsius promised 15% yields, and its CEO was convicted of fraud. Celebrities got paid to shill tokens. He's even right that El Salvador walked back its Bitcoin experiment. So if your thesis was buy these coins on an exchange and get rich, he just dismantled it. Good. Let it burn. But here's the move to watch. McKenzie says one word, crypto, and into it he pours 20,000 tokens. The exchanges, the leverage, the stable coins, and Bitcoin. Bitcoin was built to be the opposite of the thing he's describing. No company, no CEO, no one who can print more of it. So let's take his sharpest claims, one at a time, and ask, do they survive contact with Bitcoin? Claim 1. The main use case is crime. He cited $154 billion in crypto crime, real number. But here's what he skipped. Illicit activity is under 1% of all crypto volume, and 84% of that runs through stablecoins, not Bitcoin. Cash is still the world's #1 tool for crime, and we don't ban the dollar. Claim 2, and this one's his sharpest. Most of the volume is fake. He's right, and it's damning. In 2019, Bitwise showed the SEC that 95% of reported Bitcoin volume was fake. Wash trading. People and bots trading against themselves to fake demand. Academic studies put it around 70 to 80% on unregulated exchanges. So concede it. But watch what that does to Bitcoin specifically. The fakery lives on unregulated offshore exchanges gaming the rankings, and it's worst in tiny altcoins and NFTs. On regulated venues, it's negligible. And here's the twist. The only reason we know the volume is fake is that Bitcoin is auditable. Bitcoin settled $19 trillion on-chain last year, and unlike an exchange's self-reported number, anyone can verify real coins moving. You can't wash trade the blockchain itself. In stocks and commodities, wash trading is flat out illegal, and the SEC and CFTC police it. Traditional markets aren't clean either, but there's a cop. Crypto's fake volume thrives where there's no cop, offshore. The fix isn't dumping the asset, it's regulation and on-chain proof, which is exactly what Bitcoin gives you. Claim 3, it's just code. You're buying nothing. But earlier in the same conversation, he admits money itself is trust, a social construct. Gold pays no dividend. The dollar is backed by belief and a printer. No cash flow is not no value. Bitcoin's value is its properties. A fixed supply no government can inflate, settling anywhere on earth without permission. Claim 4, it's a Ponzi. A Ponzi needs an operator who pays old investors with new money. Celsius did exactly that, and he's right about Celsius. But Bitcoin has no operator, no yield, and no one to pay you. There's no one to arrest because no one runs it. That's not a loophole. That's the design. Claim 5, it can't scale. 7 transactions a second versus Visa's 24,000. True on the base layer, on purpose. A ledger everyone can verify can't also be a payment fire hose. And he never mentions Lightning, the layer on top that settles payments instantly for a fraction of a cent. Claim 6, nobody uses it as money. Largely true. Most people hold Bitcoin as savings, not spending money. For a fixed supply asset, that's expected. And the real uses he raised himself, a woman in Afghanistan paying staff when the banks won't, people escaping a collapsing currency, those aren't hypothetical. Claim 7, and he drops it like a mic drop. Epstein secretly funded Bitcoin. Here's the honest version. Bitcoin has no company, so developers are paid by sponsors and grants. That's normal. Today, Jack Dorsey's company Block, plus OpenSats, Brink, and the Human Rights Foundation all fund Bitcoin developers. Back in 2015, one funder was MIT's Media Lab, and Epstein-linked money was part of what MIT handed out. That's a real stain on MIT. but it is not control. Funding a developer's salary doesn't let you change one line of Bitcoin. Nobody owns it. Thousands of independent nodes decide the rules. It's guilt by association. It is not a flaw in the math. Now his deepest point, the one that's actually ours too. His smartest line is about hypocrisy. Crypto started as a middle finger to the government, and the second people got rich, they begged for bailouts. He's right. And that's the tell that separates the casino from Bitcoin. The people who understand Bitcoin don't want a bailout. They want self-custody. Your own keys, no window that can close. FTX didn't disprove Bitcoin. FTX proved the oldest rule in the space. Not your keys, not your coins. So here's the honest scorecard. Ben McKenzie spent 2 books and a documentary attacking a casino, and he won. The leverage, the fraud, the fake volume, the shills, burn it down. But when the fire's out, the thing still standing isn't a chip from that casino. It's the one asset with no house, no operator, no rake, and a supply no one can print. Pull his best arguments apart, and they quietly become the best argument for the one thing he lumped in by accident. One practical note, if you do hold Bitcoin, keep clean records of what you bought and when, so tax season isn't a guess. We built a tool for that. Link below. This was educational commentary, not financial advice. That's the Weekly Rebuttal. We make their best case, then we check it. See you next week.